Alright fellas, how we doing? Hope we're doing good. UFC Serbia just finished, and I'm here to give you my full reaction and breakdown of the whole card. I know in the predictions video we only did the co-main and main event. Either way, I'm still going to give you my whole reactions to the whole card. This was a crazy card. We had, 14 fights, 12 finishes. I think it's broken the record for most finishes on the card and most first round finishes on the card. Pretty decent. Let's get into it. First fight of the night, which was Marina Spasic versus Stephanie Luciano. Luciano got it done in the first round by submission. I said this in a previous video, I think, but here's the thing. Here's the thing, you guys. Here's the thing about the women's MMA regional scene. They're not that good. Like, never pick a women's MMA fighter who hasn't either been tested in the Contender Series or had fights in the UFC. They're just, the levels is different for the UFC caliber level women's MMA fighters compared to the ones on like the low level regional scene that the UFC brings in every now and again. The prelims, it's crazy. Luciano got it done easily by submission, rear naked choke. I think it was 3 minutes 20. Not a great start on the card for the Serbians, but we move on to the next fight on the card, which was Jovan Leka versus Alexander Popek. Popek was obviously moving up. He's usually a natural light heavyweight, but he was moving up to heavyweight for this fight. And these guys there's such a massive size difference. I think there's like a 50-pound, 40-pound size difference between these guys. And then they're around the same height as well. Like, these two really look like a before and after weight loss transition picture. That's literally what these two look like. They look similar. They've got bald head, beard, everything. Fuck. But like, there was such a size difference between these two. I said they're around the same height as well. Jovan Leka just landed a nasty body kick. Hurt Popek bad. Nasty body kick. Hurt him bad. Finished him up with ground and pound, and ref called it. But I was a bit suspicious this could be a blobfest, because I've seen bits and bobs of Jovan Leka. He is a bit of a smudger, Roy Nelson type. He'll just take you down, kind of lean on you, just like kind of blob you out, wet blanket you for 3 rounds. Maybe could have got submission, I was thinking before the fight, but nasty finish by Jovan Leka. I'd like to see Alexander Popek do it light heavyweight, but because he was like massively outsized in this fight. But it's nasty finish from Jovan Leka. Moving on, Nina Milicevic versus Hayley Cohen. Another nasty body shot finish. Milicevic is actually quite good. She is really good. I know Hayley Cohen's not the best, but she looked good, Milicevic. Hurt to the body. I think it was a straight right to the body. Hurt Hayley Cohen. You could tell that first straight right to the body hurt her straight away. She started to lean over a little bit. She tried to grit it out while Milicevic came in for the finish. But Milicevic hit it with a nasty another body. I think it was another straight right to the body, and Cohen just fell over in pain. Nasty body shots from Milicevic. I'd like to see how far she goes. She is pretty good. She was pretty good in the regional series as well. I think she had a Contender Series fight. But either way, I know Cohen's not the best, but she looked good, Milicevic. I'd like to see how far she goes in the bantamweight division. Moving on. And got performance of the night bonus. It was nice. I mean, there were so many finishes in this card. They could have all got performance of the night bonuses. Moving on. Mateusz Rebecki versus Karl Prepelec. This was a one-sided beatdown, boys. Alright, this was a one-sided beatdown. I've always had this thing about Karl Prepelec. I don't know. Maybe it's just me being rude, but he doesn't look like he can do any damage to anyone. Who did I say this about the other week? I said that to someone the other week. Who was it? Fuck. Stuart Nickel. That's who it is. It's Stuart Nickel. Like, these certain guys just don't look like they don't look like they can knock someone out. You know what I mean? And they probably can. Like, they knock me out, right? I'm not gonna sit here and say that I beat the guys in fight, because that's just not true. But like, when you're facing a guy like Rebecki, he's like stocky, he's muscly, he's been in wars. He looks like he can bang. I just worry for guys like Prepelec when they face these type of guys. And it was a one-sided beatdown. Rebecki is good. Rebecki's good. If he was a bit of a smarter fighter, he'd probably be just outside the top 15. If not in the top 15, he is good. He beats pretty much everyone except from the guys just on the border of the top 15. His only losses are like to Grant Dawson, and recently anyway, Grant Dawson, Chris Duncan, Urubai. Or did he beat Urubai? No, I can't remember. Either way, these are guys that are just on the outside of the rankings of the top 15 lightweight division. So Rebecki's pretty decent. He beats everyone else around this, like wherever Prepelec is in the division. But yeah, he got the takedown early, very early, Rebecki, and you can see here by the strike numbers. Look, 132 to 11. He just 75 significant strikes. He was just raining down ground and pound for a good 3 minutes on Prepelec. Prepelec just wasn't moving. Nasty stuff by Rebecki. Very impressive, but Prepelec, it's one thing I don't get about Prepelec. He looked okay against guys like BSD and Drew Dober, and then just gets put away so easily by Rebecki. He's like, looks in a completely different league to Prepelec. It looked like Prepelec shouldn't even be in there with him. But like, I don't get it. Either way, moving on. Dennis Bazooka versus Bogdan Grad. Oh, I'm glad, mate. I'm Grad. He's got the hair. He's got the moustache. It's mad how different you can look with grey out your hair. Oh man, I'm so happy Grad got this one done. Good to see him back in the win column after back-to-back losses. Obviously, Bazooka was complaining that he didn't. What's the word? He didn't tap at the end of the when the ref stopped it, but he did. He probably didn't mean to, but then when you're in like a really tight choke like that, or tight submission, sorry, and you know what I mean, your arms caught and everything. You can't. He didn't really make a proper tap. He was kind of like he made like a tapping hand movement, but I don't know if he was just trying to shift Bogdan Grad's leg off him, but he kind of did a slow tapping motion, not even really 2 taps, just 1 tap on Bogdan Grad's leg. But when you're in a tight choke like that, you can't be making stuff like that because the referee's thinking you're tapping, especially, I mean, who knows, Bazooka could have gone out 10, 20 seconds later. I don't actually know how tight the choke was, but when you kind of show that kind of movement to the referee's only going to think you're tapping there, so I don't think you can have any complaints. But Bogdan Grad's fight started off, Bogdan Grad looked pretty decent in the first round. The thing about Bogdan Grad, he's so explosive in the first round. He always has a good first round. I mean, look, that fight Luke Riley had a good first round. He's an explosive guy. If he can get his takedowns off early, he most of the time does very well in the first round. He has 3 takedowns, won the first round really easily. His striking, the striking department is doing pretty well as well. Landed a couple spinning kicks, and overall the boxing as well was doing better. But round 2, for me it seemed like he started to gas a little bit, Bogdan Grad, and Bazooka actually started. The momentum started going on Bazooka's side here. He actually got his boxing going. He was landing some nice shots. Bogdan Grad seemed a little bit sloppy. He started stepping into the pocket without really throwing anything and getting caught. But eventually he got his takedown, and from there it was just over really. Bazooka gave up his neck, gave up his arm. I think it was an arm triangle in the end, and got stuck there. And whether he tapped or not, who knows? But I think he did. And you're not going to help yourself if you're making movements like that to the ref when you're in a tight choke like that. So, great win from Bogdan Grad. I saw him in the crowd afterwards as well. Don't know how he got it there. Moving on. Borislav Nikolic versus Mark Vologdin. This was a good fight. This was a really good fight. One of 2 fights that got a decision. This was actually entertaining as fuck. Massive height difference in these. I mean, you can just see here in the pictures, Mark Vologdin looks like a little peewee right here. He's literally... Was he 5'3", 5'2", 5'3"? And Nikolic is a pretty big bantamweight. I mean, the guy's what, 5'9", 5'10". That's big for bantamweight. And Vologdin had a good start to the fight. Got knocked down really early. Nikolic came swinging in like a fucking silverback gorilla for no reason. And really clumsy striking, first of all, in the first round. Walked straight onto a left hook, I think it was. Dropped. It was more of a flash knockdown, but Vologdin managed to try to get up a choke, tried to get under the neck, and just landed quite a few knees to the head. I mean, it didn't seem like Nikolic was too phased by him, but it was not a good position. It was an uncomfortable position for Nikolic to be in. I think Vologdin won that first round. He did pretty well. He's not loads of strikes, but that flash knockdown and then the knees to the face won in that round. But second round, as the fight went on, Nikolic started to build momentum. He started to clean up the striking. Also, Vologdin kind of got overwhelmed by the pressure. I think because he's so small, you can cut him off so easily. And he's just... I think Nikolic kind of realised that. He kind of adjusted to it in the second round. And Vologdin started getting kind of trapped in corners and that because he's so small. The one thing about Vologdin being so small that helps him is his scrambles are quite good. Like, he'd get taken down or he'd get reversed, whatever, and he managed to roll out quite easily because he's so small, it's hard to hold on to him. But on the feet, though, he was just getting cut off quite easily. He took some big shots in the second round. I mean, he held his own as well. I don't know if the strikes were this close in the second round. It didn't seem like it. But, yeah, Nikolic, it was a close second round. I think Nikolic just about took it, but he started to clean up the striking, put more pressure on, be more smart. And then round 3, Nikolic completely fucked up Vologdin for the whole round, 10-8 round. Got on the ground, landed some nasty shots. and Vologdin was all over the place. He was running around, and he nearly got a submission right at the end. Really, another 10 seconds, Vologdin would have gone out, I'm pretty sure. But Vologdin didn't really. Vologdin's tough, though. We all know he's tough as fuck. Contender Series fight, absolute war. His UFC debut was a bit of a back and forth scrap as well. And this one, again, same back and forth scrap. So the guy brings on entertaining fights. I don't think he's actually going to win much in the UFC. But I think he's got to move down to flyweight. I mean, even for flyweight, he's small. There's some big flyweights with big frames. But what's he, 5'2", 5'3"? They're still going to be decently small for flyweight. There's a lot of big flyweights like a Charles Johnson, Tatsuro Taira, them type of guys. There's big frames as flyweight, and Vologdin's still going to be a small fella there, but you're facing guys like Nikolic who are just so much bigger. They're eventually going to have their way with you, you know. I wasn't even that impressed with Nikolic. He had a bit of like a good reputation coming into his UFC debut here, but I mean, I don't know. I wasn't too impressed with him. He looked a bit clumsy. I mean, he looks good as the fight went on, but start off he didn't look too great. But Vologdin, I don't know what we do with him. Puts on entertaining fights though, and he's tough as fuck, so you've got to give him that. But Nikolic needs to clean up the striking, because guys at bantamweight are sharp as fuck. So you want to go anywhere in this division, you've got to be sharp, you've got to clean it up. Moving on. Oh, this was sad to see. Alright guys, this was just sad to see. Urban Elliott versus Michael Oliveira. Michael Oliveira, the guy's just a weight bully. The guy cuts so much weight, it's ridiculous. He's massive for the division, and Urban Elliott's not even small for the division as well. He's like, Urban Elliott's like 6 foot 6'1" as well. Michael Oliveira was just massive frame. This was sad to see. And Urban Elliott, he was actually landing some good strikes, but they just had no effect on Michael Oliveira whatsoever. He landed some nice right hands, but he literally, the first shot Urban Elliott took, first shot that Michael Oliveira threw, was like a kind of half-assed jab. Wasn't even a proper like poppy jab, you know what I mean? It was just a half-assed jab, and it dropped Urban Elliott instantly. And from there, it was all over. Urban Elliott didn't really recover from that, and he actually landed a couple more good shots on the outside as well after he got dropped, but the shots just had no effect. And then he got hit with a right hand, got hit again, and again just by one punch, dropped him. He tried to crawl away, get it back to the cage, but Michael Oliveira jumped on him, landed some nasty shots, nice ground and pound, and finished him off. But this guy's crazy power. I mean, his Contender Series fight, he completely messed up the guy who was fighting. I think he knocked him down like 5 times, completely messed up his face in the Contender Series fight he had last year. But yeah, it's crazy power, ridiculous power. Everyone's kind of hyping him up now to be this like the next big thing, so how powerful he is. But I mean, he's got a big enough frame for welterweight. He's got that Michael Morales. What the fuck? What's his name? Is his name Michael Morales? Who's Michael Morales? Is that the Spider-Man guy, Michael Morales? Who's the... What? Wait, hold up. No, Miles Morales. That's hold up. So I'll confuse it. No, his name is Michael Morales. Yeah, Michael Morales. He's got that Morales type build. In the Contender Series fight, he is a bit of a clobberer sometimes, very similar to Morales. We'll have to see him. And Urban Elliott's not an easy guy to put away. Urban Elliott's pretty good. He's crafty, but he was on a 3-fight win streak before his last few fights. He's powerful, and he's never been finished like that. So to put him away like that is impressive, very impressive from Michael Oliveira. I'll be interested to see where he goes next. He is a massive weight bully though. These welterweights are huge, it's ridiculous. Like, you've got so many guys who are just massive weight. You know, Ian Gary, Carlos Prates, Morales, and guys like Oliveira as well. Bonfim's massive for the division. I think this thing in the welterweight division you're seeing is these new age welterweights are really kicking out the old ones. I mean, you see how guys like JDM, unfortunately, Bilal Muhammad, Leon Edwards, you once thought these guys were big for the division. They're just getting completely out-muscled and outsized when they fight these guys. I mean, look at JDM versus Prates. Prates looks huge compared to him. Leon Edwards versus Prates. And Bilal Muhammad versus Ian Gary and Gabriel Bonfim. And Sean Brady versus Morales as well. Like, these guys we once thought were big for welterweight just no longer are. These welterweights are just getting bigger and bigger. And I think the guys in all the weight divisions, especially these low ones, are just getting bigger and bigger because guys are cutting more weight. So they have that bigger frame in the lower weight divisions. But yeah, welterweights, it's a very exciting division. I'm guessing this guy's the new big prospects. But welterweight's an exciting division. I'll be interested to see when Michael Oliveira goes next. Moving on. Ludovic Klein versus Tafik Masayev, the dirty cheating rat, has got another win. But he looked good, Masayev. He looked good. I still want to see him lose. But He's good. It's a good performance. I thought Klein was going to win this one personally. I like Klein's boxing. I thought he was the better of these two on the feet, 100%. I thought Mosaev was going to try and take it down to the ground. He actually didn't. He didn't. He tried. I think he knew he had the advantage on the feet here. I mean, round 1, 21-21, but Mosaev was learning the cleaner shots as well. I don't think these strike numbers seem a bit weird. Either way, he's landing some nice leg kicks as well, Mosaev. And then round 2, hurt Klein bad, dropped him, and finishing with ground and pound, and that was it. But Klein's usually a lot slicker. He looked a bit off yesterday, but sometimes you just have an off night. Klein usually he's slick. He's bouncy. He's bouncy on his footwork. He keeps his straight shots nice and long. He's got sharp boxing, but he looked off yesterday. But you got to give it to Mosaev. Mosaev looked good. He kept the pressure on Klein, cut him off around the cage really well. Switched it between the leg attacks, and obviously punches the head really well. And he looked pretty decent on the feet, which we haven't seen from him yet. Mosaev, especially in that last fight against Bahamondes, he basically won the fight on the ground. So it's fair enough to him, showing he's got skills on the feet as well. I was just a little bit disappointed with Ludovic Klein, but it is what it is. Still want to see you lose to Mosaev, you cheated dirty rat, for what you did against Bahamondes. Either way, good win from Mosaev though. Impressive. Moving on. Milos Janicic versus Noah Gugnon. Gugnon? Gugnon? I'm not sure. Well, either way, this is a quick fight. Another quick fight. Another first round fight. I think there's what 6, 7, 8, 9 first round finishes in this card. Is ridiculous. Janicic had a lot of hype coming into this fight, especially from that region. I know he's from Montenegro, but I think he either trains out of Serbia or something like that. The Serbian fans were proper getting up for him. But this fight, I think he threw a kick, Janicic, and Gugnon blocked it, and it hit his elbow. His elbow hit Janicic's foot. Sorry. I think something happened there. Maybe he fractured something or whatever. Because straight away Gugnon pounced on it. He landed a massive low kick straight on that same leg where he had hit his ankle, Janicic. And because he literally could not stand on that leg at all. He was stumbling all over the place. He could put no pressure on it at all. He was limping around the cage for the next 30 seconds. Another big leg kick. He went down and Gugnon locked up a rear naked choke. And that was it. I mean, obviously, I would like to see the fight if Janicic didn't injure himself. But Gugnon, he pounced on it. Nice leg kicks. And that's it. Shit happens sometimes. Unfortunately, that's the game. That's the fight game. So unfortunately, injuries like that happen. But is what it is. It's not like what's it called? Like a Conor McGregor injury where he did it himself. Like, you know what I mean? Gugnon blocked it. It's more like that Joshua Van Alexandre Pantoja type of injury. You know. It's not like a self injury. But you know what I mean? It is what it is. Good win from Gugnon. There's a France card coming up in September. Maybe you could put him on that. September, the Dan Hooker card versus Panas card. Put him on that. Gilbert Urbina versus Vlasta Seppo. What are we doing? Gilbert Urbina getting first round knockouts in the Big 26. What's going on? Either way, I mean, stay composed. Urbina. Vlasta Seppo, I was expecting more from him. I've heard good things about him from what he was in the regional scene. Apparently, he's a bit of a scary guy in the regional scene. A lot of finishes, but here he just looks really sloppy. I mean, the fight started out, he just started going, you know, that kind of seeing red thing, you know. Then guys like, oh, when I see red, it's over. That's what Vlasta Seppo looked like, right? In that first round, he just stormed head first into Urbina. He started finding these wild fucking hooks, like no defense, no striking defense whatsoever. Just chin in the air, throwing these massive hooks, chasing Urbina around the octagon. Landed a couple shots, like major shots, but nothing that actually hurt Urbina bad. Urbina just kept running around the ring, picked his moment, landed, clean jab, dropped Seppo straight away as he was coming in, and finished him off with ground and pound. But what was Vlasta Seppo doing? I don't know what that was doing. I guess he'd had so many easy fights in the regional scene. He was expecting this one to be easy and just run through Urbina, because Urbina's not that good. But, you know, I don't know. Weird game plan by Vlasta Seppo. Good win by Urbina though. He stayed composed, picked his shot well, and finished him off nicely. Great win for Gilbert Urbina, but weird performance from Vlasta Seppo. Moving on. Dusko Todorovic versus Robert Valentin. Another, just the Serbians or them guys from that region that they put on the card specifically were not having a good day. Another first round loss here for the Serbians. Robert Valentin, he's got good submissions. Robert Valentin, you've got to watch out for this. People shit on him and say he's not good, but he's got good submissions. You've always got to watch out for it. And his fight, it was a back and forth scrambles. They took each other down, back and forth. Literally nothing happened on the feet really. You see here, one significant strike each. But yeah, back and forth. There's some good scrambles from both these guys. Valentin finally locked in the guillotine. And again, he's got a nasty guillotine, Robert Valentin. Hey, that rhymes. Hey. No, alright then. Alright, no worries. Yeah, he's got a nasty guillotine. And Todorovic tapped, and that was it. But I feel bad for Todorovic though, because it's like, I know like Robert Valentin was being all nice, but you think about it, if you're Todorovic, you've just been submitted in the first round in your home country. There's a good chance you probably get cut after this fight because he's hasn't won the UFC in ages. And then Robert Valentin calls you over to do an interview, and you have to translate for this guy to the whole crowd, the crowd that's come out to see you, the Serbian fighter, and you've just lost. I just feel bad. It's like, I know Valentin meant it in a good way and they're showing all sportsmanship and shit, but I would have just felt shit. I just would have said no. I would have said fuck off. I'd just walked back to the changing room. Fuck, that must have been so hard to do, but it is what it is. It's nice to see respect between the two of them. But yeah, nice win from Robert Valentin. Moving on. Right, I've got a few thoughts about this. Alexander Rakic versus Mr. Ploddy himself, Marcin Tybura. I mean, what else do you expect from Tybura, right? He just plodded himself around the octagon, trying to land some crafty kicks here and there. Literally just shadow boxing at range most of the time. But Rakic, mate, like Rakic might be the first athletic-looking heavyweight to secretly be a plodder. The guy looked slow. He looked slow, and he only weighed in for this fight about what, 230 something, 230 maybe, like 237 I think it was. That's not that heavy compared to Tybura, and he didn't look that much faster than Tybura. And Tybura's king of the plods, all right. This guy's slow as fuck. This guy's a snail. You know what I mean? But he's crafty. All right, I'm not gonna diss Tybura too much. He's crafty. He knows his place. He's a gatekeeper. That's fine. We like that. Either way, Rakic, like, I mean, he clearly won this fight. He won all 3 rounds clearly, especially the first and second. But Rakic landed so many clean shots on Tybura. He was just like kind of popping him around and moving around, but they were just slow, lethargic shots, and he had like no power really. I mean, this thing about Rakic is like, he looks like a big scary guy, and he is explosive, especially when he's a light heavyweight. But I don't know if he actually hits that hard. I don't think he hits that hard. Like, he landed so many clean shots that just didn't look like they had anything behind him. I don't know, maybe he was a bit nervous, a bit hesitant, heavyweight debut, maybe he wanted to perform in front of the home crowd, maybe that's why. But round 3 is just boring as fuck. I don't know what Rakic was doing. He's completely dominated Tybura on the feet and then decides to hold him against the cage for 5 minutes. Like, one thing I don't understand, number one, that's boring. You want to put on a performance for for your home crowd. Second of all, that's the most risky thing you can do against Tybura. If Tybura latches up a submission there, like a guillotine or something, or manages to like reverse you and take you down, you're fucked. A guy that big with a belly that big, you're getting, mate, that's not a good position. Like, I don't know why he did that, but he managed to get away with it. Held Tybura against the cage for 5 minutes. I don't know why the ref took so long to split him up. He split him up with literally like 10 seconds to go. He could have split him up halfway through into the round. Even earlier maybe, but boring stuff from Rakic in the third. I won the fight clearly. I mean, it was an alright performance. But you should be putting away a guy like Marcin Tybura. If you want to make a name for yourself in the heavyweight division, you've got to be putting away a guy like Marcin Tybura. Like, I don't. I mean, it's a good thing that we've got somewhat athletic heavyweights. We're getting kind of moving the plodders out the way in the heavyweight division, because the heavyweight division could be really good if we get all these athletic light heavyweights moving up, and we get guys like Josh Hockett coming into the division, and Volt Walker and whatnot. These guys, they're entertaining, aren't really ploddy, and are entertaining to watch. Sorry, we could actually have a really good heavyweight division. You know, we've got Johnny Walker making his debut soon at heavyweight, or he actually was meant to fight on this card against Ante Delija, but I think he's fighting down the road, one numbered events. I heard something about he's fighting on one of the numbered events coming up soon. Again, like, heavyweight could be really good, so I guess it's good to have an athletic guy in the division, but it's like, he doesn't look great. I don't know how far he goes in the heavyweight division. I mean, good win, I guess, but he's a little bit underwhelming, sorry. A bit anticlimactic. Moving on. Oh no, this is bad, guys. This is sad. Jan Blachowicz versus Navajo Sterling. Navajo Sterling puts Jan Blachowicz away badly in the first round. Great performance by Navajo Sterling. I said before in the predictions video, I didn't really see the hype, but I did say also though, this was his best chance to beat anyone in the top 5 or the top 10 in the light heavyweight division. You know, an aging Jan who his chin has shown to be aging. But this feels Jan. I said before, I picked Jan to win before. I'm not one of these guys on social media who's been saying, "Oh, Jan's out of his prime. Jan's washed. Jan's washed." Whereas before the fight, they were saying, "Oh, Jan's gonna beat him up for 3 rounds. Jan's crafty." No, I did say that I was hesitant between who I was going to pick for this fight. But great performance by Sterling on 2 weeks' notice. You got to take chances like this to make yourself a star in the UFC, and he's done it. 2 weeks' notice, coming off a bender in Japan, 2-week bender in Japan, or whatever it was, and puts Jan away badly. I mean, Jan dropped him early with a jab. It was kind of like a flash knockdown, wasn't anything too serious. But Navajo Sterling didn't really affect him. Recovered well, kept going to the low kicks. The low kicks were really nice, kept Jan at range. Picked his shots off well, and eventually landed a nasty right hand, ducked, sat down on the right hand, and caught Jan across the chin badly. Really nice shot from Navajo Sterling. Jan dropped Jan, finished up nasty ground and pound, nasty elbows, cut Jan with the ground and pound with the elbows. Nasty finish, great finishing instincts from Navajo Sterling. Jan Blachowicz, is sad to see where Jan Blachowicz enjoys on here. No more Polish power, but it is what it is. Jan's still crafty as fuck. He got caught. It was a good performance by Sterling, so I'm not one of these guys who's going to switch up and Jan say he's washed and old. This was a very impressive performance from Navajo Sterling. You know, literally a year ago, or like a year and a bit ago. Not even, no, it was last year. Last year, he went to a razor-close split decision with Carlos Ulberg, who's the current champion, Jan Blachowicz. So, what's the difference between a year? Like, I know he has surgeries, he's had surgery and whatnot, but literally for the last 5-6 years, Jan's had surgeries and had injuries, and you know, and he's had losses and whatnot. But remember, this guy in the last like 2 years has had, or 2 or 3 years, or whatever, has had split decisions with Alex Pereira and Carlos Ulberg literally last year. You know, he wasn't washed after that Carlos Ulberg fight. That's the current champion. You know, and it's only a year. Like, I know he's only going to get an older Jan, but we're still Jan Blachowicz enjoys in this channel. We're still Polish Power enjoys. Always will be. But great win from Navajo Sterling. But the problem obviously you now got is Carlos Ulberg's champion. You got Sterling's going to be in the top 5 come Tuesday when they fix up the rankings. You got Robert Whittaker in the top 10 now, or 11 or whatever he is. Like, it's going to get a little bit complicated. I don't think Robert Whittaker trains there fully at City Kickboxing. I don't think he trains there fully. I just think he does it. He did his last training camp there. I think he actually did. But maybe, I don't know if he's staying there. But I don't know what you're going to do with the title picture. If these guys are going to fight each other, they might have to fight each other eventually. But I don't know. I'm impressed with Navajo Sterling. I've just got a feeling this guy's going to become champion one day. I've just got a feeling. You know, come back to this in maybe like 2 years. For the 2 of you that watch my channel, you know, regularly on a regular basis. But now I think Navajo Sterling will become champion. I think I'm gonna call it over the next 2 years. I think he'll become champion. I think they're gonna give him someone like Khalil Roundtree next. I think he'll spark Khalil Roundtree because Khalil doesn't turn over his punches. I think he'll get himself like a title shot in the near future. I can see him winning the belt. I just there's something about, I just don't know. He seems to, even though he didn't have a training camp, he just seems to, I guess, improve in every single fight. I could just see something, and he keeps proving me wrong as well. I doubted him. I did say I didn't see the hype before this fight, but there's something. I feel like there's something about a fight that keep proving you wrong that they eventually become champion. And it's the same with Ulberg. You know, he has razor close fights with like Jan Blachowicz, and everyone's saying, "Oh, this guy's never going to beat Yuri or whatever," and he did it. There's something about these guys that keep proving you wrong, that don't always look amazing, but they get the job done. I think Navajo Sterling will become champion one day. Moving on, main event. Uros Medic has cemented himself in the Slime Out Hall of Fame. 30 seconds it took to get rid of Daniel Rodriguez in there. It was cool to see. It was really cool to see. The whole Serbia crowd got crazy. I think someone even let a flare off there in the Serbian crowd. It was cool to see. The crowd is so up for this. You could literally, through the TV it was so loud. I was watching it on. I can't imagine how loud it would have been there in the actual arena. But Uros Medic, so powerful for the division. So powerful. Has there been a guy other than Carlos Parates in this division that has the type of power that Uros Medic has? I don't know. Fight starts out. He actually gets half dropped by a low kick from Daniel Rodriguez. Caught him off guard, means nothing. That was the only strike he landed, Daniel Rodriguez. And Rodriguez walks in. Medic hits him with a left. Medic hits him with a left hand. Throws to the right. Actually lands on the shoulder, but pushes Rodriguez back. Lands another left, kind of hits him behind the ear. Drops him. Rodriguez goes stumbling backwards. Lands a kick straight into the liver of Daniel Rodriguez. That was nasty. And finish up with ground and pound. Great finishing instincts by Uros Medic. The guy's so powerful. All it takes is one shot with Uros Medic. That's how powerful he is. Slime out Hall of Fame. New inductee, Uros Medic. Guys, what's he on? Four fight streak of first round finishes. 2 that against ranked opponents now in Jeff Neal and D-Rod. You've got to give him someone in the top 10. He called out Leon Edwards again afterwards. That's 2 fights in a row he's called out Leon Edwards. I like that matchup a lot. Leon Edwards, now he's never going to be in the title picture. When you're out the title picture as like a former champion or a top 10 contender, you've now got to face these guys coming into the rankings, these guys outside the rankings, to give him a chance. And Leon Edwards has got to fight Uros Medic next. He's called it out twice. UFC needs to make this fight. I'm surprised that wasn't the main event for this card. But we've got to make that fight now. I'd love to see that. And I think Uros Medic could go quite far in this division. He's just got that one shot power that not many guys have in the welterweight division. The welterweight division is very, very skilled. It's a very, very good division, very stacked. But there's not a lot of guys, like I said, other than him and Prates, that have that type of power. Makachev, not really. Ian Gary, not really. JDM, not really. Bonfim, not really. None of these top 5-6 guys, other than Prates, have that type of knockout power. Morales is powerful, but he's more of a clobberer, and he takes a few shots to actually get you down. Medic and Prates just have that one shot power, and it's ridiculous. Great win by Uros Medic. It was cool to see him soaking up the moment. He's great on the mic as well. He's really, really good on the mic. He's promotable. I'd like to see how far he goes. Uros Medic, cool guy. I'm a big fan. And book that Leon Edwards matchup. I'd love to see that. Towards the end of the year. He hasn't taken any damage. Just get him in maybe 2, 3, 4 months before the end of the year, October, November. I'd love to see that. Get Leon Edwards back in. He hasn't been in like a year. I know he got colded by Prates, but it is what it is. Give him a few more months to recover and get him in. Great matchup. That's it, guys. This was a sick card, guys. This was sick. A lot of finishes. Good to see. Obviously, it wasn't too stacked on paper. Didn't have much name value, with a bit of like a underwhelming main event, but it delivered. It was cool to see. I like these type of cards. They're just fun. A bunch of guys who just came out to scrap. Good to see. Compared to the monstrosity we got with Gamrot versus Quillin Salku card next weekend, this is like fucking UFC, the White House card. This is like the White House card compared to next weekend. Anyway, guys, cheers for watching. Also, check out the TikTok, same tag at MMA Delayed. I post clips and whatnot on there. Alright, cheers, boys. Peace.